Hello, so welcome everyone. Well, I wasn't expecting to have a Wade right at the beginning of right at the beginning of the stream of that. But hello, thank you Legs for the Wade. So for anyone who's not familiar with this title, this is Higurashi When They Cry. This is chapter 4, which I should be getting near the end of. It's a visual novel, and it is quite heavy on the visual novel for sure, but it's a really interesting story of basically these repeating events that are happening in this town. But chapter 4 was different now. We did go through the Mother's Diary stuff, I believe, right? Let me double check. Make sure there weren't any... Yeah, because I remember going through the diary before. I'm pretty sure we did. Let me take a quick peek. I just want to make sure. I'm pretty sure we went through these before we went last Friday. Let me go through it real quick. Let's see. Yeah, I did see this, so we can go through this. Yeah, it's one of the weird things about the mother. But yeah, so I thought this was going to be the end of this chapter. But I was very quite confused at it not ending and it continuing. So, I do want to say... Oh, we're going back to the future. So, we flashbacked from 1985 and we went back to 1979. So, now we're going back to the future. Well, actually, that kind of makes sense. Since it originated as a flashback, I guess it would go... fast forward, and it's like, okay, now it's time to reveal why we flashbacked in the first place. So, actually, now it does kind of make sense. Now, I would want to say, if you have any interest in this game, I would probably stop watching, because this is probably going to be lots of insane spoilers and shit. Because I tell you, this game gets fucked up with each chapter you play through, so I'm just saying. And I'm going to be talking about things, because Chapter 4 is the first out of the chapters I've played that isn't the same reoccurring time period happening over and over again. So, it's only also brought forth a lot of bizarre-ass information forward about what's going on currently in the game. Because it focused around a kidnapping that got mentioned in Chapter 2. I don't believe it was mentioned in I don't believe I remember it being mentioned in Chapter 3. And I definitely don't remember it being mentioned in Chapter 1 at all. Chapter 1 was a very confusing chapter. I mean, even thinking back to it now is still very confusing at what happened. So when this chapter started, we were looking for the officer, which he spent a lot of time with in his case, and there he is. He's playing that. There was a lot of new music in this chapter too. It's been forever. But it's like, why are they meeting is what I want to know. Like, why after so many years? What weird thing has gotten them to meet again? Because, I mean, the stuff that happened in 1979 was pretty weird on its own. Wonder if he's going to recommend playing some Mahjong. Frontline Investigator. Well, I mean, it has been several years. And I guess when you think about it, he did save a political person's grandson, which I imagine probably gave him a hell of a good ways and stuff, I imagine. Ballroom dancing? A wheel babe magnet. Well, he's already a detective. I mean, isn't that good enough? Oh yeah, he He had one more year to retire. He's mentioned that multiple times. Wait, he's really doing ballroom dancing? I mean, nothing against him, but seems just slightly a bit odd for a retired officer to do, though. Hello, Salamander. Welcome. I know this ain't a... It's probably kind of weird going from a workout to a visual novel. Like, what some polar opposite things, right? I mean, like, I don't expect a retired officer to do ballroom dancing. That's a bit of a bizarre thing to go into. But hey, if it keeps him happy, why not? I mean, when I started doing workouts in VR, you know, when I initially learned that, I thought that was odd, so. Hot springing and... Well, I mean, I guess there's that, and so I'm getting shoved to a hotel. You don't mind shelling out some more money, why? I can't let you stay at my place. Yeah, because the foreman's dead now. Well, can't you just play with 3 people? Like, does Mahjong have to have 4? Like I don't really know a lot about Mahjong. Wow, you ask about those 2 guys? That's all he came here for? Oh shit, he's a totally different ass outfit. Let's see what the original artwork looks like. So what is everyone up to today? Yeah, I like the new ones. It has a lot nicer little detail to it. That one just looks a lot more just darker blue. I mean, I like blue, and just like having the leaves and branches and that are nice on that. They never found them. Which you think is probably pretty weird after multiple years in a random town. I mean, I guess that's a possibility. Just, I mean, if they were Yakuza, then, you know, they probably don't really care much about where the hell they live. Anyway, though, what's everyone up to today? Any interesting plans? Like, this is normally a day for work for me, but I had to use some of my last few vacation days or lose them. So, I already mentioned before, I had Thursdays off, and then I have a half-day Wednesday next week. Which, you know, if Dan paid attention. Because, I mean, I've mentioned it a few times. Yeah, you know, they did get one of those guns. Fingerprints. But fingerprints. I mean, I get it. Like 1979 obviously a decent chunk in the past, but I mean, didn't they still had fingerprint stuff still? Why it was just, you know, more Stony Age-y. They kept it all secret. No one got to learn anything. Oh yeah. What about his kid? Because his wife was pregnant. Now, he said memorial service. A memorial for who? See, he said he became estranged with his father-in-law, so that makes it sound like something happened. Did his wife pass away, or did something happen to a kid? Oh, shit. But it's not. Something happened. Killed in an accident? How did she get killed? What? What the fuck? What? Why was she on stairs? She was pregnant. She was getting ready to have a kid. How did she get out of her womb? See, that's what I'm wondering. Much more cruel. But she did. She wouldn't listen. And see, obviously this would be why the relationship with the father-in-law is estranged. No. See, another way you can look at it, too, is the festival happened. In a way, you could say she was the first real victim of the whole thing. Whether that was the case or not. But see, he also lost his child then. Like, that's fucked up. He lost everyone in his family, basically. That's just awful. I mean, seriously. Oh my. she predict the fucking future again? It wasn't a warning towards my safety. It was a fucking prediction something terrible would happen. Holy shit. It wasn't revenge or anything. She foresaw it. So is it possible that she knows, like, every possible outcome of what's going on, then? I mean, I might be thinking too ahead of this based on that, but that seems to be the takeaway, though. Yeah, so, and you see, that there is what makes me think she knew. Because she deliberately ensured that he couldn't get to her. Hey, Jack. How you doing? How you doing? Because why else would they cut the cords, then? Like, see, I was concerned for his safety that he was going to get murdered, but no. She let the cruel reality of fate and time be his punishment. That pretty much ensures it. She knew for a fact she was going to die if he wasn't there. She knew it. She would have probably been fine. Or that. He would have either made it before she left, or that. But the thing is, she's dead now. Because assuming in this course of actions, and everyone she said who would die dies, she's dead right now. Then. But she certainly has some crazy-ass powers. I mean, she foretold everyone who was gonna die, and she clearly knew that his wife was gonna die. But yet... Well, I got an example. She just called... Like, here, let me give you some names. Are these people alive? Because if not, then... Yeah, she called out the future for me, bro. At this point, like, I can't believe this shit being man-made at this point. Like, I know in Chapter 2's Roundup thing, they were still arguing that point, but Chapter 3 in this makes it very clear, like, there's no way this could be man-made at this point. This is too fucking insane. I mean, how could she fucking prophesize who dies and they all die the way she says, except for the year that chapter 1, 2, and 3 take place? That's the only thing. She did not prophesize the camel guy or the Norse dying. And the people who died in chapter 1, 2, and 3 are all different in varying ways. It's very strange. It's like there's something really weird going on that year's festival. For some reason, it's not happening the way she prophesied, which was just her. But a warning that, well, I can see why it fucking flashed forward though, because just imagine the kind of dialogue that would be happening, warning that his wife is dead. Like, we would probably be going through like an hour of him being traumatized, which, I mean, who could blame him? I mean, that's awful news to obviously learn. Not fun at all. But what can you do now? Let's see. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, you just went through the whole thing, but when you think about the way they always mentioned, it did come off more as a prophecy. Hmm. But that doesn't sound like the conclusion he has anymore, though. It seems like he's more to the conclusion that it was a prophecy at this point. Or was she threatening me directly? Well, I guess that's another way to view it. Wait, the volcanic gas thing happened? So it happened again? She did say she was going to die, so she did predict her own death. That's an interesting... That's true. See, in Chapter 3, she was killed and thrown in a trash bag. But that's an interesting way to look at it. What if the gas was a reaction from her being murdered? She did predict her own death. And now you're just asking about it? Oh, okay, so it is the reason. Hey, come on. I shared a lot of stuff with you, but I even paid you money. And we're friends, we're mahjong players. Come on! So the village is just a fucking abandoned wasteland now. Hmm. So he still died the same way. Other than Chapter 1, she's died the same way now. Like, Chapter 1, she just vanished. But every other chapter, she was burnt in a barrel away from the town. Huh. That's something different. Hmm. That could explain why they targeted him in Chapter 1. Because, I mean, that's all the main character did in Chapter 1, was basically kept gathering it Chapter 1, he did info. Chapter 2, he went with them into the warehouse. But did he commit suicide again? So he did that again. That's very peculiar. So that would mean that the main character wishing them to be dead was just coincidental shit. But for some reason a different officer was targeted in this timeline. Yeah, that's the important thing. If we're gonna go on the theory that the volcano was a reaction to her being murdered, that would mean that... So in Chapter 3, when we fell off the bridge, that sometime between us losing consciousness, someone murdered her, and that brought forth the volcanic fury and killed everyone. But yet, we didn't die. We somehow lived in a situation that should have been guaranteed death for us. Oh, this isn't good. This officer usually laughs at everything. This is gonna be really disturbing if that's the case. It's by the donation box again, just how it was in Chapter 3. So they left her alive and sliced her open. Good question. But my question is, if she knew all this, why did she never mention any of it at all? Period. Like that's the confusing things. Why would she not tell anyone? Especially when she's friends, very close friends with someone who is greatly affected by half the incidents. But why didn't she do anything? Why? Why? Why didn't she do anything? It doesn't make sense. So you think somebody in the village itself attacked her? But her family is supposed to be one of the ones that are more connected to that. So, was the act of killing her supposed to mean a separation of the humans and man-eating demons then? So who in the village would want to do that, though? Who would want to go against what the village was? The irony. Oh, well, I don't think we remember hearing that before. So the very death of hell came. But who would do it? Who would kill her in such a horrible way? Why? I mean, they did say at the end of chapter 3, it didn't really make a whole lot of sense, but was still possible, but very odd considering there wasn't any volcanic stuff nearby. Yeah, that's a lot of weird ass coincidences. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of people to kill for, like... 2 a.m. So that kind of pulls out the option that it was somehow man-made. I mean, at this point, I don't know how in the world we could even possibly claim any of this shit's man-made. That would be kind of hard to do, I would imagine, though. That's a fail point, too. I don't know, I'd say that's still suspicious. And you're just now telling him about it? No, she really predicted all of it. But she didn't say how. I mean, obviously the police wouldn't believe her. I mean, who would likely believe a little girl saying, "I'm gonna die in several years"? Oh, and here's some other people who are gonna die too. I mean, on one hand, if she told the police the entire thing, and after like 2 or 3 years of victims, then they would probably hold some credibility in it. And she could use that to her benefit, but she didn't. She just accepted it. And that's the thing that confuses me. She did not try to save or do anything for anyone, including herself. I mean, she even knew her own parents were gonna die. Hmm. Was there any moments where she tried to ask for help? So what's confusing is the volcanic thing didn't happen in chapter 1 or 2. It is possible that maybe they just ended before, like, you could make the argument the event happens, it's just that that particular chapter didn't go that far, and we're just left to assume that it happens at this point. Yeah, because, I mean, it seemed to be the polar opposite. At least not for their religion, at least. That's right, she did say that. She wanted to live happily. She wanted to be with her dear friends. She did say that. So why didn't she fight? Why didn't she try? It doesn't make sense. She wanted to live, but why would she submit? It doesn't make sense. Why? If she knew everything and she wanted it not to happen, why did she let it go? It doesn't make sense. I mean, it's quite clear she has a very deep connection with what's going on. And if she wants to live, that seems to indicate she's not behind it, but yet somehow she knows about it. And you did nothing. Holy. So his daughter actually survived. That's actually the first time they mentioned that, actually. Interesting. So she died, but her daughter... Wait, he said... Wait, did he specifically say... Wait. Yeah, he said daughter, so... So he specifically had daughter. Okay, it was 1978. I thought it was 1979. I don't know. So I wonder, is he gonna get involved in the next chapter or more? Because at first, I was thinking each chapter we were gonna take information and use that to figure out what's going on. But I'm starting to have a slightly different opinion now. I think each chapter, things like... So the twin sister was introduced in chapter 2, but she wasn't a thing in chapter 1. So, and she so far repeated her existence, though technically we don't know if that happened in chapter 4's sign of events. But I think all the new stuff carries over, like, the Norse disappeared in chapter 1, but she's been born in a barrel every following year, including in chapter 4's. Well, not following year, following chapter. So, like, it seems to be a case of the volcanic thing spilled over to this year. And like I said, it's possible that they might still carry over into the other year, possibly. It is possible. Possible. And they just went unsaid, but... I mean, she is a little child, so I guess, I mean, you could argue... Why? But whose plan? What plan? former resistance. See, I do find it weird he didn't even tell the police about it, because just imagine how, hey, you know, that investigator's story about those predictions, like, those people died the last 2 years, you know, maybe there's something about that. It would have made the last year still confusing, since the victims were very different each chapter. I mean, it had the same 2 initial ones, but everyone else, like, there was other circumstances. It's over. It's all over. There's no way to investigate any of it now. See, I'm wondering if the MC survived in this timeline. Because in Chapter 3, he died several years after the incident, so assuming it's similar, he's actually technically still alive. So I'm going to go on a stretch. I think in Chapter 5, the detective's going to come back to town. If that's the case, then each timeline is building into more of a conclusion. So that means Chapter 6, 7, 8 will lead to more and more of a resolution of what's going on. So we'll see if that prediction comes true. Now, he said he has a daughter. His daughter survived his wife's tragic fall. Which would mean that if he comes to the village, his daughter would be... Let's see, they said 7 years ago. So, she's gonna be like 6-ish, like, depending on the months of it. Well, it'll be June, well... Yeah, it was June. Like, everything keeps happening in June, so she would have been born in June then. So that'd be her birthday month. So she'd be either 6, 7, depending on the day, then that was the month. So it is very possible, when you think about it, that he could show up to the village with his daughter being a new character, or both of them being new characters to the village at that point in time. And if that all happens, then I think it's safe to say, like I just said, that I think every chapter is leading to more of a resolution at what's going on. So if he shows up to try and prevent what happens, it's another step in altering what's going on. But if that's the case, that would mean everything for Chapter 1 to Chapter 4's version of the timelines led to this stuff happening. But then again, Leo said Chapter 4 was originally not a planned, like, story they were going to tell at all. So, I mean, it's very well possible to still go in that direction. It just led to some pain before resolution. Then... truth. That's the thing I want to know. And why... Was it a prediction? Was she told it? Like, it seems like a prediction, but there could be the possibility she somehow overheard it from whoever designed it. But I don't think in this version of the world you're gonna be able to. So until the day I grasped the truth, it was the following year. Higurashi, when they climb. Why did this tragedy happen? We can't reach that truth by ourselves. If you're reading this, please discover the truth. That is our only wish. So it's 86 when they wrote the book. So the games are named after a book. When They Cry. New scenario unlocked. The all-cast review sessions became available. Yay! Well, this is gonna be interesting. So that was the end of the story portion. That's obviously quite fucking insane. So let's just go ahead and hop into the session then. It is so weird after all the gruesome shit and then seeing the characters like, oh, that's hilarious, that was butchered in that one. Yes, they did add a lot of music. What do you mean? I'm the police. Yeah, we barely saw any children in this one. I mean, it was very adult side point of view heavy. That's true. You only got mentioned by name. That was more your family. Wow, so mean. Well, at least she got to be on the cover art. You got left out. I mean, you were the icon of the chapter 3, but I don't know, everyone got butchered again, so hopefully you didn't die naked outside again, though. I mean, you don't have it as bad as the camera guy. I mean, he's died the exact same way every single game. And he didn't even have that big of a role in Chapter 3. He barely was around and got murdered. You know, speaking of that, you know, I don't know why, but I feel like the Norse killed him. Like, that whole interaction with her in Chapter 3 was really fucking weird. Why would I have his bike? Oh, silly boy, this is my bike, not his. That would be strange. Like, it seems to give the idea she murdered him, but then what's up with the syringe of shit that they had in Chapter 1? Like, does she have access to it too? Like, and then if that's the case, who killed her? I think in Chapter 1, she wasn't found. So either A, she skipped town, or B, she died the same way, they just didn't find the corpse in Chapter 1. ultimately, if that got answered, I think the idea of whether she murdered him or not would be more apparent. Because if she dies the morning bell, even in chapter 1, that would leave the possibility maybe she didn't kill him then. But if she skipped town in chapter 1, then I think that leans more to the prospect that she did murder him. The story added a lot more winches into the equation. Yeah, see, that's the thing that baffles me. But how? At this point, how could any of this be even remotely explained by humans? Like, there's so much fucked up shit that just doesn't feel possible. I mean, how could you even explain half the shit that's happened in chapter 3 and 4? Well, I'd love to hear your opinions on how that's man-made. Why? How would that be a big revelation? Doesn't explain how... Like, how would she know the detective's wife would die? How would she predict everyone except for the last year's deaths properly? The last year's the only thing, because she didn't... The thing that's weird is she didn't predict the camera guy or the nurse dying. That, you would think would be in there, but it wasn't, right? Or was it? Fuck. Might have to actually go back and look at it. I don't think she did. I'm pretty sure she just said herself, right? Am I gonna really just go back and dig that up right now? I mean, even if she did predict the camera guy in the nurse, I can't remember if she did or didn't. But even if she did, it's still strange because chapter 2, you know, the male and both the little girls both vanish. In that one, in chapter 3, you know, there's the whole disaster thing. And of course, in chapter 2, in chapter 1 and 2, the main character dies. Chapter 3, he dies way after the incident, but still dies. Yeah, and that's the first time we saw her get possessed like that. And the whole possession thing, well, we're still not sure whether that's just insanity or actually some kind of possession thing. This isn't that one game. Wow, that's a different song. And you know, now we have 2 kills that don't have a portrait. The Grudge is terrible. When the hell? So they're mentioning her being the main character again in the next scenario, which is what they did in the previous one. Oh no! Fanboys! Yeah, once they all start realizing you were more of an asshole than you let on. You're becoming obsolete! Yep. Sorry, you were a tool of my own design. Uh-oh. All the main characters are done for. I have taken over the story. We will rule Higurashi when they cry. I mean, you think he would be on board, because it'd be like, I've died every fucking game, so just let me live for one chapter, please. I'll just die during the volcano gas. So let's go on the train of thought. If she mortaled him, why would she do it? Why? They're in a relationship. So what would be the reason? Well, obviously with the information we have, I don't really think we have anything to go off of. If there was a reason and she did mortal him, I don't think we actually know it, because if we do, it's some fucking subtle ass thing then. Yes, I have sighted within regulars. So I just had to go. The irregulars will rule the story. Uh-oh. He's a traitor to the irregulars. Oh, well, you know, when you put it that way. I will follow you to the depths of hell. What a traitor. All the irregulars are in my hands. You are all powerless. He escaped. Oh no, it's a secret mortal. She's gonna kill everyone in the dark and they'll be like, holy crap, what the fuck happened? I gotta do battle plans now. I always hate doing battle plans. Resistance is futile. You will be assimilated. How are they gonna reverse the situation? Ooh, being given the opportunity. There's somebody who resents you from the depths of hell. Can't forgive you. That's true. Too late. Oh, you get it? When it's pitch black, there is no Karadot. So hence, he could be manifested in the womb. Very clever. Funny. Very, very clever. It's time to take over the scenario. Witness my anger, my grudge, and all of my sorrow! And if this wasn't a G Gundam reference, then fuck you! He's lost his mind. But this is the most of a scene he's had in these after party things. Wait, Dawn of the Perverted Cutesy Higurashi? Higurashi, the Perverted Cuteness. Chapter 5. I'm not gonna comment on that line. Just don't ask. Uh-oh. Oh no. Lingerie? Wait a minute. Leave the socks on. What? Well, coach, you're so good. Oh no, everyone, Joe! Oh no, what this is? What the elite for? What the fuck is going on here? What happened to the theorizing on what's going on? More. Oh no. Wait, what? The black humph? What? They didn't even really debate. That was just a big clown show. They hardly debated in that one. Oh, are we gonna get wheel now? That is true. However, that's incorrect what she said though, because there was one tip that had a choice. It didn't really matter as far as I'm aware of, but well, Patico would definitely be on your opinion of that. I could see the logic in that. I can agree with that. Because, I mean, you know, that's what I've been doing. I've just been trying to fucking figure out the like, that's what I enjoy about shit like this. You know, trying to figure out the mystery before its grand reveal and be like, aha! Like, that's the fun part to me. See, yeah, I've been sharing my theories with Leo. Like, he wants to see chapter 6, I believe it was. So I guess what she's trying to say is, at this point, you're going to start getting the answers you want. So if you have any last theorizing you want to do it now, so you can have that aha. That's a nice little thing for people. The far distant town that's dead. Let's go dig up a Colonel Sandals. Put a magic cap on him and he'll be alive. Well, chapter 4 was definitely different, but it was very, very interesting. Considering this was apparently originally not meant to be made, according to what Leo said, I still think it added a lot of interesting details to the mystery. I think the fact that she knew who was going to die leading up to herself, other than the camel guy and the Norse, I'm pretty sure. Can we actually go back and look at that? Let's see. I want to go back because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, here. So I'll be killed. See, 79 was Foreman dies. Yeah, she just says, I will be killed. She doesn't say anything about the camera guy or the Norse. So for some reason, the last year of the course, she's technically... So this could mean two things. Either A, the camera guy and the nurse's deaths are not linked to whatever is doing this. Or that somehow she's wrong about it. If we're going on the theory, this is all predetermined, which, I mean, to be fair, how could you argue really against that, honestly? Then that would mean for some reason the camera guy and the nurse's deaths are unrelated. If we go on that train of thought, she's saying she is meant to be the victim of the final course. I wonder if she knows about the whole volcanic thing. It's kind of interesting thought process on that.